Hello, ToastPunk fam. How's it going? I hope you guys got some energy with you. We're gonna kick start off today. I know I got a few hands raised. Yep, no problem. Keep your hands raised because I will bring the speakers, some people up to ask the questions. Mingle with the community. It's been a while, and I'm so glad that finally we can do this because it's been far too long actually, and it's yeah. I apologize because first and foremost, we've been extremely busy behind the scenes. The Warp team, we've been working obviously on this Racer Club project, the game, and a lot of the stuff behind the scenes, such as team restructuring, investor discussions, the game development side, and so many things that basically goes behind the scenes. That's what we've been focused at, and but I'm back, and I'm gonna make it a common thing for us to catch up, as much as we can on Discord, so that we can speak to each other, and most of you I know find me on Twitter, and I go through DMs with you all the time. We have our own personal chats, but it's good to actually get together as a community and speak to everyone here. And I mean, I remember those back days, which we'll build it up back again. We had 300 speakers, all 300 listeners in all the time in our Discord, and sometimes it grows to even bigger ones. I'm sure that once we have this regularly enough, you'll get back to where it's got to get. But first and foremost, I just want to thank everyone that is present here today. You all made your time here, which is great. We can go through all the updates. You get all the updates. But for those that are not here, we get it. Time zones are all over the place in the world. We live in a Web3 world where um, not everyone can make it there all the time. So, for everyone's convenience, this Discord or Town Hall AMA is being recorded. And as usual, I'll put it on our YouTube channel for everyone else to view after the fact. Now, just to preface what's going to happen today. So, we're going to have a session here in Discord. Hopefully no longer than an hour. We keep it between 45 minutes to an hour. I want to keep it short and sweet because we get to go through our updates, we get to ask questions, and the rest of the time I want us to maybe get ready for what's going to happen next, which is after this we'll have a collab AMA on Twitter with a new project, an Aussie project. They're just only starting out. No one knows about them yet. But the guy behind it, the founder behind it, he's a close friend. He's comes from a professional background. He marketing, big marketing background. It is very early stages for them. They are building a long-term project. So that I wanted to pay tribute back to a project like that because the space lately has been a lot about DGen projects, free mint projects, and all these sort of things that are going on as we've seen. But this one here would actually be a really good one for the long term because they've got some big plans for it, and big partnership coming up as well. And then after that, that'll be for about an hour on Twitter. And then after that, we will do a funny like a one which is quite unique, I think, because I have not seen one done, a space like this done before, the third one, and you'll be discussing luck and NFTs. So back again to something very different with NFTs and the space and what it does. Um, luck does play a role in a lot of the things, like when you mint for luck and you pick up something that is cheap, maybe luckily one day, you get the timing right. I think luck plays a little bit of a role. So the project that we're talking about there is Irish Oracle. They dropped the Goblin Lucky Charms. They've been moving. I mean, it's not one of those like once again hyped up. It went to the sky and it's trying to drop back or something like that. It's slowly building up. They're creeping up their floor a little bit day by day. They got some programs in place. So I think that for long term wise, once the actions are in place, it'll be good. And I know personally some of the founders there as well, and I know that they're trying to build long term as well, and they've got some particular targets. So I'm excited about that space to see what happens there. I think it'll be very good entertainment for everyone here, and as well, I think a lot of you have seen what has happened lately with the Mario Naval space that I've been a part of. So I take it a point where every Thursday night. It's 1 a.m. for me every Thursday, and I stay all the way till 7 a.m. in the morning. We had one last night. Again, that's massive big spaces there, and I receive so many messages after that space about wanting to collab with ToastPunk and a few other things. I just don't have all the time to reply personally myself because of all the stuff that I do behind the scenes as well. So I will be appointing someone in our community. In fact, already one person started to help me, and everyone knows that person. Lovely girl. She helps everyone all the time. Zealing, she's been here. She'll be helping out with the collab management stuff there and a few other things. But yeah, I'm gonna go straight into the updates. Okay, so I'm not going to spend too much time. I'm going to probably take maybe hopefully no longer than 15-20 minutes, and then we'll pull some people up that they got their hands raised, that they want to have a chat. But you know what, actually this is what we're going to do. Okay, because I can see your hands up. I can kind of like feel your anxiousness in wanting to ask questions. And similarly, what happened last time as well when we had this town hall AMA, I said everything, and then everyone asked the same questions, same thing anyway. After that, so I'm gonna bring people up one by one right now to ask the questions or to be part of it, and you can stay on the panel. You can do what you need to do. So put up your hands if you got any questions. I'm gonna bring the first person up, Femi Viper. Coming up, Femi. I've just made allowed you to come up. So if you want to come up, you can come up. If not, I'm going to move to the next person. Boss Normal. Oh, Femi, you're up. Beautiful. Femi, how are you? Femi, you good? Oh no, for some reason I can't hear you, Femi. It could be my problem. Hang on, just give me 2 seconds. I think I know what the problem is. I actually muted this whole. Okay. Right now. Femi, can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, my friend. I do
Yeah.
apologize.
So what's up? What's up? What's good? Yeah, no problem, no problem. So good day, good afternoon, good evening
Thank
to
you.
whatever time it is, everyone listening they might be. So this is my first AMA on a Discord actually. So this is my first time. So and I hope I do get to enjoy myself and listen to you and listen to other Toast and Bread family in the building. So I would definitely love to stay on the panel and listen, interact, ask
Sure.
questions,
Sure,
and
Femi, no problem. Stay
any
on the panel.
no
Stay on the
problem.
panel here, Femi. You learn you earned your place here, definitely. I want to ask you a question, Femi. So I know plenty of you, they had the Mario Novel space over the last 4 5 weeks now, I think it is. It's been, and a lot of money has been given out. Were you one of the winners as well, or not yet?
Yeah, I think I was one of the winners. I think the second edition. I think the
Oh,
second
you
or
won
third
the second
edition.
edition
Yeah.
one, did you?
Yeah, I was one of the
So you received your money and all of that?
Yes, I won $200. That edition. I think that particular edition they were doing $1,000 and $200.
Yeah,
So
they mixed it up a
I
bit. I
fell
think
into the
now, yeah, correct. They mixed it up a bit.
yeah
Now
I
I
fell in,
think they're doing it
okay.
like $1,000 tranche, or it's $500 in USDT and then $500 in Pulse coin or something like that. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's $1,000 equivalent.
in FTR, that's Faith Tribe token.
That's correct. That's whatever token it is. But yeah, man. Mate, yesterday, for those of you that weren't at the space yesterday, I don't know whether you were there or not, Femi, but man, we had how many winners? Sorry, 6 or 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10, I think it was. Yeah, was it 7 out of 10?
Yeah, 7 out of 10. Yeah, 7 out of 10. We
Was
have
it six? No, no,
Samuel
was it? Sorry,
Sennett.
sorry. No, no, my mistake. It was
I think
six.
six.
6 out of 10, but still 6 out of 10. So $6,000 was given to Toast out of
That's
10,000 giveaway. Out of how many people there were? So just in and out of the room, it was estimated around 22 or 23,000 people that came in and out of the room. and for that, 6 out of the 10 winners came from the ToastPunk family. So that is a
That's
that is massive.
massive,
I
massive,
think,
massive.
yeah. I'm gonna say something right now. If people think that I'm choosing the prizes, I am absolutely not choosing the prizes. Okay, I'm on the panel. I help Mario. I help the team there with combining all the different influences and everything else, and vetting the projects and things like that, right? But yeah, man, I don't choose the prizes. Their team chooses the prizes, and I don't know. Maybe they like the Toast fam, or maybe randomly we get chosen. But either way, week on week on week, we've been winning. Week on week on week, I think the first week we won 2,000, maybe 3,000. The second week, same thing as well, 3 winners. The fourth week, as the third week, more winners. But yesterday's one, we had the most winners ever. I think that's 60% of the prize pool we took as a ToastPunk fan. So there must be something
Yeah,
with the bread.
that,
I think there must be something with the bread.
that that's more than half. That's more than half.
Yeah,
6 over
exactly.
10. That's a pass. That's a
That
pass mark.
exactly. So either and this is where it's going to be very interesting because the third event we're going to have today, which is the Irish Oracle event, we're going to discuss with them.
Yeah.
What is the luck about? Is it the bread? Is it their charm? Because they are saying it's their charm. We are saying it's our bread. But it's good to see. What is it going to be? It could be both. Who knows? But ultimately, I think there's something very unique and magical about what we do, and it attracts the law of attraction is there, and it brings people to us. It brings vibes to us. Yes, it does not bring that many investors
Maybe it's the
to.
bread.
Sorry.
Maybe it's the bread and charm lock. Maybe it's the
I,
bread and charm mixed
I think
together.
so. Maybe it's just the simplicity of that emoji there. But as I was saying just then, I know it doesn't bring the DGen investment on the big volume and the big. But you know what? I'm actually cool with that, and I'll explain to you why I'm cool with that for our project. Um, and I've always been in this space to build long term. Like it's not about the short term effort whatsoever. If I was short term, we wouldn't be here at all today. Still standing, still building a big influence out there in the space and getting bigger and better every day, right? So my vision for this project has always been to take a step by step, okay, and really use the market forces to get us value, get us drive, build our community up, right? I I think the price point right now for our NFTs is amazing because it brings in these new communities that can come in, new people that can come in. It's not like like a lot of times when projects go up to 1, 2, 3, 50, whatever it is, right? It creates that hurdle for other people to come in the project, but it does not create a hurdle for degens, and degens will come in and do flips and things like that. But what I actually really want, and I think this is how we built ourselves up, is to have that Toast vibes, Toast community kind of people from the very beginning. And I know all of you have been such an amazing help from the very beginning, and there's new people, new faces here I see here as well right now. So all I can say is that method is working. We keep building, we keep introducing our friends to the project, and then when the utility actually comes out, which for the ToastPunk, and this is a ripple effect back on the OG DAO as well. So something I'm going to touch on here is that the Genesis project, the roadmap of that project has always been about early access into some sort of metaverse, right? And then we decided that metaverse was going to be Racer Club, and it is Racer Club, and this Racer Club project, I'm going to say something right now. It's behind the scenes. It is cooking like you would not believe it. The investors are all gung ho for it. The big brands are fearing us coming out. Like they're worried that if this Racer Club comes out and we get all the communities to vibe together and start their own racer clubs, that no one is going to go and play those regular P2E games, because those regular P2E games are played with everyone. It's always game token focused, versus ours will be very community focused. And when people do spend the money in the game, which eventually there'll be a need to spend the money in the game, they're putting it back into their own token. It's not putting into the game's token where someone else gets that profits, or that not profits, but the value in the liquidity pool, right? The value goes back into the project. And because our TP Gen is tied in the NFTX vault with the NFT token, That way we know that if the liquidity is added that way, the value goes up for TBGen, the NFT price goes up as well. So we will use that whole Racer Club launch, the early access opportunity there, which is 1 month before the whole market gets it, um, to really bring in the crowd. And I think that will be the moment of time in which you will see a massive uplift in the ToastPunk Genesis NFT pricing side, because of the fact of people are just wanting to buy that to play the game. Okay, from outside, from inside, and to collect all those different 10 characters to try all the different cars and to try their best to see which one suits them to win the game, right? That's one. And then how that impacts the OG, which is how we structured it right now, based on the 1st of May update, was the whole OG now is running the whole treasury of ToastPunk. Like right now, the reality is that there's not much in there because of secondary sales. There's not many down there. We understand that, and that's not an issue. But we know that when ToastPunk Genesis kicks off, that the secondary DAO will climb up based on that there, and that's where the OG DAO will come into real play, because there'll be some serious decisions that need to be made by the DAO to say, hey, how are we going to spend this money? What are we going to do with it? I'm going to make more investments. Are we going to help people out in the community? Are we going to expand to different projects, etc., etc. They decide, and it's run fully like a DAO, as in every person that owns an OG NFT has the right to make a proposal, be part of the quorum, and be part of the whole voting process there. So the ripple effect will happen. I know that for a fact, and I really really appreciate everyone's patience. I know in this space it's not easy. Everyone is like 2 days is like 2 years for everyone, right? And everyone here has waited way longer than 2 days, 2 months, 4 months. So you're all actually just of your spot right now and where you're at. You're truly indeserving of that there, because you've proven yourself. And you guys seen it already. The people that have stick by us right now have some form of shape, won something, or gained a new relationship within the community. Got whitelists, the OGs. I know, some. Yeah, it's not all wins, but a lot of them are wins. A lot of them has made money. Some of them has lost. One even has been one or two has been even rug pulls. We understand, like it's so difficult to judge, and that's the problem why I hate personally myself. Putting in like alpha channels like a lot of the other discords do. They have like all these calls, like alpha calls, bang 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 bang. We can do that if we need to. The issue is you just don't know what's going to be a rug right today. It's so difficult. And the time is so limited to actually assess each and every one of them. And some of them you assess and you go, okay, this is good, but then eventually they screw up. Like one of them, for example, the recent one, I think it was I call him CMC or whatever. We dropped in the OG group. They had a mint. It was quite hyped up. They spent $450,000 verified. So I saw that money being spent in marketing and growth and everything else, right? The problem with that was they ended up with a dev that was shonky. The dev screwed them, scam all their, tried to attempt to scam with the wallets, but the problem was he was only dependent on that dev there, and that caused him an issue. So he had to pause the mint, and now he had to rebuild everything else. So things like this is really, I think, becoming a problem in the space. We've seen it already happen over and over again. So yeah, I'm just glad that we are here, because we are long term, as we have always been, and I'm going to continue to do what I need to do. Um, I'm gonna drop a few other things as well so that you're clear with a few things. There is ways of projects actually getting volume and floor increases. Okay, I've actually through my whole experience here over the months, I've spoken to a lot of project founders that have actually achieved those things there. There's Troll Town, there's a few others out there. Okay, anyhow, I don't want to name too many of those names down there, but they use a technique which we can deploy if we need to. But the problem with that technique is that it goes against what my principles are, which is right now to keep everything a nice and a level playing platform for everyone to come in, join our project, learn along the way, learn with us together, and grow up, right? Um, but yeah, these techniques that they use, and some of you may already know what I'm talking about as far as these techniques. It's essentially, in summary, dump of liquidity into market maker moves. Um, you can achieve that easily, and it's not difficult to do it with what we need to do. You know, if we need to do it, it's just that I will find potentially the right time to get it done when everything is driving up and we're all ready with it, right? With the utility drop of the Racer Club game for ToastPunk Genesis. So as yeah, so in saying that, right? That's the update I've got for well, not really, I've got more updates, but one of the things is with Racer Club, just to give you a timeline on a time frame. Initially it was going to be the month of July to give the early access out, which is this month, based on bear market, but not just bear market, it's the investment side of things. The round that we have for Racer Club is quite unique versus the other P2E games out there. If we were doing it the other way that they were doing it, it would have been closed a long time back, which is in essence selling tokens upfront. We are not selling tokens upfront in our game, in our project. What we're doing is we're raising seed partners, okay, equity partners in our round, um, in order for them to be strategic with what we want to achieve long term for the project. Okay, so I'll give you some examples. When we went to the market and asked, say, hey, we're opening out a round. It's 20% for, so it's $2 million US. It's a very, very small round. It's not big at all, and we made it in this way so that it's a bit of a small ticket teaser for the investors, right, to come in and us to rub shoulders and for them to actually test the waters with what we're doing and find out find out what our company is about, right? So this round is of 2 million. We've so far got 14 solid investors in there, but we've actually going to get another 4 more. It's in discussions right now. I've got someone in Paris in the show there right now discussing with a few other investors there to come in. And all their ticket sizes are small. They're not big. Okay, they're like between 50 to 100 grand each of them. Some of them, I think the top one is maybe 200 grand. But the purpose of these people, I'm positioning them in this seed round, is because the only way to get into the token generation round or the R Club token, I mean, those of you that have read the white paper of Racer Club Labs, you will know that there'll be a token generation event once we achieve our milestones in the Racer Club project early beginnings, which is early access launch, and then the onboarding of the 800 projects out of the 2,500 available slots. Once we achieve that, we'll launch R Club token, which is not the game token, but it's the utility token for this thing called the Asset Creators Marketplace, which is where players, new clubs can come in and update their cars, tracks, billboards, and create the new characters for the new clubs that are coming on board, including the new tracks. So that is, and also the other thing with the R Club token will be the functioning of the governance token for the Racer Club DAO, and that will manage the growth, innovation, title series, the crossover game when all that first 800's in there, and then finally the treasury of the whole Racer Club DAO moving forward. So the idea was we run a seed round. And is Vince in here today? I want to see whether our CFO is in here today. No, he's not in it. He will probably step in a bit later. But yeah, him and I and this board has been working on ensuring we get the seed round raised with the correct partners. It's not because of the 2 million, it's because of the liquidity pool that we're going to add to the R Club token, which could be anywhere in the vicinity of, like, I would say a minimum of 50 million to potentially maybe 80 to 90 million dollars as far as the liquidity pool for the token is concerned. And why that is that lever, why the lever is that, or why is the size, why is the number in that sense made that way, is because we believe that the market capitalization of the R Club token, based on the players that we get in the games, or the R Club, the Racer Club games, once we launch, is around the 750 to a million, sorry, 750 million to 1 billion market cap for the R Club token. Okay, on launch, on the day of launch. There's gonna no public sale, nothing else. It's only gonna be via the seed round investors expansion into that there. Okay, so that's why we had to take our time, ensure that we get the right partners in place. And you know what? I'm glad we did so, because today, and once you guys see the whole partner list, you will see that every single person there is so strategic as far as what they can bring to the table. A lot of them are more VC
Yeah.
fundings.
Mm,
Some of them are experienced with game developers. Some of them are marketing side. Some of them are influencer side. Like for example, I'll give you one example. Everyone's been in the space. DCB, not DCB. Mario Navel. Okay, he's in the round. Okay, and he's important because he would give that leverage to potentially maybe later on a Solana side, or like a big space like on Thursday, announcement of the whole project, things like that. And he will bring in all those other credible investors or those credible people in the project as well. So there's him. There's people like Huobi, which is the exchange number. I think they're number 9 right now, but they fluctuate between number 5 to number 9 top exchange in the world. Binance as well. Now, by the way, I'm just gonna preface a few things here. So I remember we spoke about it before. We mentioned the word Animoca and we mentioned the word Binance. So both of these are not leading the round, okay? But they are somewhere in a small ticket size in the round, one of their personnel there, okay? And the reason why they don't lead the round is because currently in the market, they were more than happy to do something there, but currently in the market, everyone is out there to protect themselves. Okay, I gotta understand this bad situation. Um, People are losing jobs left, right, and center. Crypto exchanges are actually closing down. We had the Celsius thing. OpenSea just announced yesterday there's 20% staff reduction. Coinbase, I know, also done a massive staff reduction. So these exchanges and these VCs, they got to worry about their bags. Simple as that. Okay, and I don't blame them, because Binance being the biggest
It's
Binance, they need to
this.
protect
It's
where their
this.
position is, right? So they agreed to come into the round as a smaller ticket size, which I'm more than happy, for them to come in with, because I know when the token generation event round opens for the seed investors to come in and say, hey guys, we are now open, and based on our success here, we want to get liquidity of maybe 50, 80, 100, whatever that quantum is. We know that they are capable in doing that there, and it will be feel like almost just like that. Okay, don't need to go to public. It's just we'll move with the journey straight away. So in front of us here, we've got plenty of work still left to do. Vince is in charge of that. He will be ensuring that all the documents are signed properly. We get all we got like a massive lawyers really looking into all the term sheets and everything else. There are 2 OG members from the OG community that also are part of that round. I already assured of that there. One of them is in here right now, Lucky Dad, and the other one's Boss Meta. These 2 have been with the beginners from the very start, and definitely, I said, we have to reserve those spots for them there. So they've definitely got that there, and they'll be part of our journey in the Racer Club side of things. So the question now is, what is the next steps for where we go from here, and what is the time frames, right? The early access, I suspect. So we're gonna probably try to close the round by end of this month. So end of July, we have all the documents signed, money in the bank, and we'll slowly roll out all the other parts of what we need to do. The demo has been tested, I know, by the community already. We got one of the game dev heads here as well, Faizi Boy, he's here, and I know you guys come back with some feedback on the game. Now, this is not the final product, just so you know. Okay, this is not the final product. The final product is going to be far superior and much better as far as quality is concerned. We're just ensuring that that we got something out there for people to demo right now. And from that point of view already, I think it's great. But I'm always a perfectionist. I think it could be way better than where it needs to be. The next thing is this. So we've got that going to be around the round of closing around end of this month, and then hoping which we will have the early access ready, I would say by August. So I would suspect no later than August, hopefully, that early access game will come up, which means that you'll start be able to make money with that there. Could be August, could be September. Okay, so just as long as the game is right, we got everything ready for ToastPunk Genesis. We got all those characters right. We got everything running fine. Then we will put it out to you guys first. But either way, whether it's August, whether it's September, there'll be a 30-day period that ToastPunk Genesis will be able to come into the game first before anyone else. Okay, so as long as you hold a ToastPunk Genesis NFT, you'll be able to come into the game, play the game, start collecting your TP Gen tokens, and even leveling up. Okay, in that duration of time. Once that finishes, we will launch the balance. Okay, which is not the balance, but the rest of the other racer clubs. And how we'll do that is via GamePack NFT drop. 2,500 GamePack NFTs will be launched, will be available to mint via an allow list format. There'll be a ranking website up and running based on that there. There'll be some cool stuff that you can do with that GamePack NFT in the meantime while we onboard the first 800, which will be like staking of those NFTs in a percentage form. So you stake them in this big game server. The graphics are going to look pretty cool with the AI hand robot and things like that. And each game pack will charge each day 1%. And when you get to 100%, those game pack NFT holders will also be able to claim the RClub tokens when that's available. Similarly with the level 2 players of Racer Club as well. So those are the things that you get, like firstly with the NFTs that you have right now, the ToastPunk Genesis NFTs, you'll be able to level them up to level 2 and be assured of getting the part of the claim. The game pack NFT, it's up to you guys whether you want to mint or not. Anyone can mint them, but it'll be mainly focused at other communities out there, other NFT communities out there to grab a hold of and start their Racer Club straight away. The main bridge of that, or the main partner that we're using there is NFTX.io. NFTX.io, as some of you might have seen already, has right now grown to I think 700 over collections on there right now, out of which 600 odd are PFP based, which is nice and easy to convert into 3D races, and a lot of them are quite strong communities. In total, I think there is 2.5 million holders with all those collections there. Some of them cross over to each other so that we understand that. But we're going to go for an 800 number. That's our number to hit in the span of 3 months to onboard and on-ramp once the mint is complete for the 2,500. So that 2,500 GamePack NFT drop will estimate a raise of around between 7 to 10 million US dollars as far as mint money is concerned. With that 7 to 10 million, we'll be utilizing approximately 60% of that to onboard these 800 clubs. So we're going to immediately spend that money back for these clubs to come on, therefore having a bigger ecosystem overall for Racer Club. Okay, and when that happens, it's better for ToastPunk Genesis Racer Club. It's better for the other guys that have come on board. It's better for everyone. Okay, because the bigger the economy, or the more clubs that are on, the more enticing the game is for everyone to be part of the whole thing. And obviously ToastPunk Genesis is there first. Okay, so that time frame will be around after the mint of that will be after the early access, and then once that happens, then we'll ensure. I mean, during that period there, I'm sure there'll be a lot of movements with the OG DAO side of things. So OG DAO will hopefully have enough sufficient treasury down there to decide on some serious proposals on what to do, and move forward accordingly. But yeah, that will help them there. Now, that's the Racer Club side of things. So that's the ToastPunk Genesis Racer Club side of things. I want to update the what's happening with Collection 3 and Collection 4. Okay. Now, the reason why Collection 3 is not out yet is simple as this. Okay. We have not completed the OG side of things. There was a bit of a issue we had with. I'm going to be upfront here. There was an IPFS collision. Basically, we've got the username, the password to get in there, but it's not working for some reason. Okay, which is the original files. Just only in the last 24 hours, we managed to get a hold of that there. Okay, finally after a long period, and now we're able to do the AI generation for Collection 4. So that's why that's been delayed slightly. But it's good as well because in the meantime we've been presenting the opportunity for other people to join in the OG DAO accordingly. We have we just so you guys know as well, we have minted some back into the vault, so that it's up to right now 750 out of 1,000 in the OG DAO side of things. Uh, all that there is reserved for the DAO. Okay, everything in the vault invest wallet is for the DAO, which means they can utilize whatever they want with it. So hypothetically speaking, I think there is 500 ToastPunk Genesis NFTs there. There is right now, I think, 125 OGs in there. So if ToastPunk Genesis goes up to zero point 0.5 ETH, there's a good 250 ETH of NFTs down there. Plus also if OG goes up to whatever couple of ETH, there's at least 200 ETH down there as well. All that there is usable by, it's depending on what the DAO wants to do. You guys can decide whatever you want to do with that. You want to cash that in to put that money into something else, or you want to hold it. You want to offer them off to new members for a sale price, whatever it might be. It's up to the DAO. Okay, the DAO decides accordingly. We are also part of the DAO, so myself, Roman, and Vince also are part of the DAO, and we will behave similarly to how the OG community members would behave in the DAO as well. We will make, we would vote, we would be part of the quantum, and we will make proposals accordingly as well. So, coming back to what I was saying about Collection 3, we estimate again around the sort of, I would say, August period, early August, I would say, so maybe a couple of weeks from now. Just so you know, the artwork and the contract has been ready for a while already for that there, with Collection 3. And we mentioned that Collection 3 was about being an upgradable pass. It is an upgradable pass, but with some cool little new things added to it, okay? Just to give you an example of what's happening in there, we're going to launch Collection 3 as a Twitter banner NFT. Okay, so it's going to be very different. I know one other project only did it before, and it was for like a car project, right? So this Twitter banner will be snapshots of the Racer Club trailer, and within that banner, there will be further traits added inside, where they will have hashtags of flex love, get that bread, follow me, various other things to make your Twitter profile look really, really cool. But it's also an actual NFT itself. The other thing is, how some of you that have actually modified your banners before, you would know this, that underneath your profile picture, usually that banner part gets hidden. So underneath the profile picture where your banner sits, usually that part you can't see. Out of the 1,000 that will be airdropped. But again, this is not, you don't need to mint, anything. We're gonna do a snapshot of the wallet and all the wallets, and we're just all of the current ToastPunk Genesis holders that have the upgradable metadata trait. Could be a snapshot done. We'll airdrop this Collection 3 NFT to you. Out of the 1,000, 250 of them has these cool things. Okay, what we've done in there is I think there's 100. It's broken down to 100, 150. Okay, 100 of them will have an emoji that looks like a bread. What that means is you actually can get another OG NFT with that there. It's a very special thing. That's why we reserve right now the numbers accordingly. Okay, there's 750 out of 1,000 left. You'll be able to get an OG NFT for you for free if you're lucky enough to get that emoji brain. Then there'll also be a t-shirt, okay, emoji, which will mean that 100 of them will be able to get a merchandise, okay, free merchandise if you get that Collection 3 with that emoji there hidden under the profile banner. And then 50 of them, I think, or it's vice versa. It could be 50 OG or the other way around, but the rest will be a money sign, and that money sign will mean cash. So you get ETH dropped to you or TPGen tokens dropped to you as well. So there's another chance for you after getting that Collection 3 Twitter banner. You will also have another surprise prizes for 250 people that get those banners there as well. We will announce it beforehand when it happens, so you got enough time to go back and collect your upgradables. I know a few have already reached out to me that they still want to, they're waiting day by day to get the upgradable NFTs. The Genesis ToastPunks that have the upgradable metadata. By all means, you still have time, so you can go out there and buy those ones to be eligible for that airdrop there. Once that happens, and that's why I want to time it a way where it's immediate. It's not we don't have to wait anymore. So it's just basically collection 3 drop, the actual first 10,000 Genesis ToastPunks. That upgradable trait gets removed, so you can't see that anymore in the first 10,000, and then immediately, almost like I want to make it like in the span of 3 days, 4 days, you can go and use that upgradable pass with your OG and go and mint that collection for humanoid AI. Okay, and as I said yesterday, I was telling you before, last 24 hours, you just got that access to that IPFS. We're now going to deploy that AI generation for everything else there. So yeah, it'll be a cool little thing for us to do. I don't think, and I haven't got feedback fully from the OG DAO side of things, whether or not we will make the humanoid itself a racer club. But I don't think we. I mean, my personal opinion is that we focus at ToastPunk Genesis Racer Club. I mean, most of the OGs already got ToastPunk Genesis airdrop to them from the very beginning when they had them. So yeah, I'm sure they will have ToastPunk Genesis to go and play in the game. I think humanoid will keep it as a separate kind of thing. Again, we might put another kind of utility to it later on, but it's just going to be cool looking AI art that we could adopt as later on, some access to our maybe in real life stuff that we want to do. And that's the other thing I want to talk about as well. Um, you know, Based on my recent trip to Bali, there's been so much stuff going on in real life, in the world, as far as NFT meetups and all that things is concerned. I've been participating a lot in the Melbourne side, and I want to really have one event for us here, whether or not it's in NFT New York, or whether it is in Bali or wherever else. I think Bali is a good location because I've seen most of our community members from the Southeast Asia side, right? However, getting everyone together is the biggest issue. We've got people from everywhere: Indonesia, Nigeria, USA, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. So pulling this in real life event is going to be very difficult. So we could, in fact, make it where it's about joining other in real life events near you with participation NFT tokens, such as the ones that we're going to use in Collection 4, or maybe even part of the OG original one. So those are the other utilities we can add long term, I guess, with these NFTs. But the world's our oyster with what we want to do here, especially with number one, OG collection, because it's up to the DAO, whatever they want to do. And yeah, all we're gonna do is, from a project point of view, as I always said, is constantly, do our very best to provide, listen first and foremost, and then provide whatever we need to the community to help the project continue to develop. But ultimately, it's always about funding, right? So that's why I think when we launch the game itself, I think that will have a whole dominoes effect backwards on the Genesis project, the OG side of things, because of that DAO treasury management and what you can do with that, utilize with those funds. Okay. Um, yeah, so that's just a general update on everything else. I don't really have anything else to mention right now about what is happening with ToastPunk, and I will, probably next week give more further updates with definite time periods of the Collection 3 drop, the early access game side of things. But if anyone else has any questions, feel free to raise your hands. I'm going to bring you up. You can ask any questions you want. This is a forum. If you have any questions to ask anything at all, please do by any means. We'll start with you, Femi. You're on the stage already. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, so I jotted some things down, and okay, where do I start from? One thing I'm super happy about is the number of investors you talked about. You talked about Mario, because obviously Mario will you bring him lots of investors because he's like a point of contact from him then to the investors, because he has lots of guys, because he goes around, he pitches, he talks about the metaverse and P2E and NFTs and the rest. So also, Also, you talked about Hobby and Binance. That's massive. And also, you talk about the liquidity pool going from maybe from 50 million to 80 million.
50,
So
50
what
to
another
100. Yep.
50 to 100?
Yep.
Wow, wow, that's massive. And another thing I want to ask about is the way the market is presently, because I think you have to push some of the upcoming projects by maybe a month or two. So
Correct.
what I want to ask is, yeah, with the way the market is presently, if we're looking at the future, or how the market might be, is there still a possibility of you still moving some of the projects further, or no matter how the market conditions are, be it bullish or be it bearish, you still get to launch?
That's actually a good question, Femi, and that's why our structure has been really attractive for the VC side right now. So as I said earlier on, we are not doing a token launch first. A lot of people go with the ICO, IDO, IGO style token launch first. Use that token as funding for the project, right? The issue with that, I feel, and that's why the VCs also find the same sentiment with what I'm trying to get at, is that if you use the tokens as your funding, your whole project is not the value of a project is not your project. The value of a project then becomes about the tokens, right? So what we want to do is we want to use those funds that they're going to raise in for seed equity, which is basically shares in the company. Okay, we will use those funds to build further our community on top of whatever we've got. Like right now, we've got our own, and we've got side communities as well that we've got a lot of hold on. Um, all it takes is for them to come in and play their own game. Now, the whole while to just think about this way, right? Yes, there's going to be a token that they'll need to play within the game. Okay. Yes, they will use their own characters in the game. But what they're doing in essence is actually just spending time with their own communities, which is what a lot of people do today in the bear market. To be with their own communities, they stay close to them. They talk to each other. They spend money with each other. They always listen to each other, right? So our whole concept and philosophy of this Racer Club game, and that's why, as I said again, the VCs really appreciate what we're doing, is to actually build those micro communities first. Now we don't have to have, and from our perspective, from the investment side and from the Racer Club project side of things, right? We don't need to have massive economies in each and every club. Yes, if we bring on a whale economy, like a whale community, like, for example, MAYC is one of the ones that are going to come in as well. If they come in and they start spending 150, 250 grand per day in their own tokens, right? The MAYC tokens in their pack store and generate their own economy that way, and they're one of the biggest, right? That is a massive, massive gain for the whole ecosystem of Racer Club, right? But we've just estimated a simple 10,000 US dollars in token value per club, okay, of those first 800 that are coming in. As in, they're going to be spending 10,000, and that's enough to play maybe, I would say 800 games a day, or even lesser than that, okay? Between all those players, it's like an expense of maybe $50 to $100 a day per person. That's all, okay? But in what they're going to get as far as rewards back is concerned, much higher, right? Anyway, the point is, our target value of that is say 10 grand per club. If there's 800 clubs, that's $8 million in total turnover per day. That's daily turnover, right? In each economy. That will bring this straight to the biggest game in the P2A space right now. The biggest one right now is we're looking at Rev Racing, which is Animoca. Okay, they've come down all the way. Their daily running right now. I think it's floating with 80 grand to 100 grand. Okay, all the other games, a lot of the other games have died down already. It's mainly because of their token. We are focused at community side. We are focused at ensuring that the communities stick with each other. So it's like you don't need to when you go and play another game, in P2E today, you're always going to look at it and it's going to go, how much I'm going to earn from this game, how much I'm going to spend with the game pack, right? But there'll be a time in place in Racer Club side where you think about it and go, you know what? I'm going to spend this $100, okay? Buying these energy packs that I need to use for the racing game, which I'm going to earn back anyway if I become number one, number two, number three, right? And I'm also going to win when I push for staking, right? But when I'm putting that $100, I'm not putting it into someone else's token. I'm putting it into TP Gen. I'm putting into our own token. So therefore, our liquidity pool becomes bigger in TPGen. And we know what happens when TPGen pool goes up. TPGen pool goes up, TPGen price goes up, ToastPunk Genesis NFTs goes up also in value. That's why we've done this whole kind of planning for all these other 800 games where we say, listen, make sure your token is part of the NFTX.io platform as well, because you got two benefits when people actually play your game. One is you create your own economy, okay, and just for clarity's sake here, so everyone knows, the ToastPunk Genesis Racer Club game, 15% of that goes to the OG DAO, okay. So 10%, say it's 10 grand a day, that's $1,500 a day going straight to the OG DAO, okay. Um, Now that will give that OG DAO a lot of fluidity in doing what they want to do with that excess funds. Okay, but back to your question here, I feel, and the VCs and our whole team here feels, that bear or bull doesn't really matter for Racer Club. We will launch and we will do well because it's not about the token. It's about the communities that we're gonna gather and build together. Okay, does that answer your question, Femi?
Yeah, sure. It definitely has a difference because it's the crux of it all is community centered. That's just it's community
Simple.
centered,
Exactly.
and and funny enough, I was on a space the other day, and I think some other Toast community members were there, and one of the hosts was discussing with the co-host like that he sees this Toast Punk and PFP
Yep.
in almost all areas. And like what he was asking himself that this Toast Punk, they are just literally everywhere, because he himself he was like he's a Genesis holder.
Yep.
And he asked me that, am I an OG? I said, yes, I own an OG. So I had to do some little explanations to him to understand, because literally everywhere you have the ToastPunk PFP everywhere.
I
So
agree.
the
I agree. I
so
agree. I've got so much feedback from other people as well that
You
we've
should
seen, and my, I know
just
some
see
people
like
here
definitely,
they change.
definitely.
Sometimes they wear it, sometimes they
Okay,
don't
his
wear it.
father.
Like putting that
Peekaboo,
bread in front of me.
you
True.
okay?
Okay,
Yeah,
just a
yeah.
statement for the community. Ensure that the community is strong. I'm a many. How would you know what
Absolutely.
there is? Don't
Ab-
say so.
abs- Absolutely, brother. Yeah, I know what you mean, but yeah, I've got feedback from other people as well, telling me that, hey, what's up with all this toast? Like toast is everywhere, right? You know, I know our and from my perspective, I really don't care what the floor value is, because actually people don't see that today. People don't see the floor. The real people that look at the community and go, hey, this community is strong. They've got, look at their PFPs out there. I'm It's not because we're in Toast only that we see Toast. Trust me, other people out there are seeing Toast as well. We can come in and that's we're just like this bright kind of a flag that we run everywhere, right? And similar with me,
yeah,
what I
yeah,
do, I always put my PFP on everywhere I go, no matter what, and every space that I go into. And I'm almost a panelist in all the bigger spaces, right? So I'll get seen down there. Everyone else, I'll get seen up there in the panelist side. Everyone else in the crowd will get seen as in that side as well. And so many people over and over again, all they got to do is, like, that's why every investor that looked at us and said, hey, is this community serious? I said, why don't you just step into Twitter world? Come into the Twitter
Yeah.
world where 65% of the crypto and the NFT market is in today. Forget about Instagram, and I know we're shit on Instagram. Like, I'll admit that fully, and I probably need one guy here to help me if they want on Instagram. But there's no point. My perspective was Instagram has like all the flippers and the young people are there, right? Which will tarnish what we
yeah,
want
yeah,
to
yeah,
do. They're not gonna be rocking a Toastpunk PFP. We've got the Toastpunk PFP community here on Twitter. We've got it covered. Okay, we've got a lot of people in here that is following us. So yeah, man, family, what you're saying there is absolutely right. I think that is the real cool thing about what we've achieved so far, and it's actually thanks
yeah.
to all you guys.
Yeah, when you're talking about the Instagram aspect of marketing, and I think it has to be taken serious. That's one, and two, because majority of those are on Instagram are always how I put it. Let me say, kind of like flashy, or they don't really take it serious. But that has to be with like strategic marketing.
Correct.
I hope you get us. So it has to be very strategic in marketing, because where you're marketing your project, you have to look at the peculiarity of the individuals that are there. Let me
Yep.
understand, because Twitter is a different community entirely from that of Instagram. Because when you're marketing your product on Twitter, because majority of those on Twitter, People on Twitter are quite alright, but they don't really focus on the flashy or like lifestyle like that of Instagram it is. But those on Instagram, they are more of that. But when you're doing your project pitching of your project on Instagram, you have to take into consideration the peculiarity of Instagram itself. So
Correct.
that's like the PFPs are just everywhere. Like I think I shared with you a screenshot of a chat I had with someone.
Yes, you
Which
have.
was
You have.
asking me
I
like
remember. I
what
absolutely remember that.
what's this ToastPunk? What's this ToastPunk genesis of a thing? So
I love
I
that.
had to do like
Like,
a 4 minute voice note to explain for the concept from the onset to where we are and where we are going to. So the whole it's just community centered. So that's just
you
all
know
I have
what?
to say for now.
Femi, I actually agree with you there. I don't want to discount too much the fact that Instagram, even TikTok for that matter, could help us expand the community. But
Yeah,
that
sure.
is something what I'll do is I'm gonna leave that to, as I said early on, we're restructuring the team side of stuff, right? There will be a marketing team as well that is gonna be fully on board, and I'm gonna say, listen, we've done whatever we could do on Twitter, well, and I think we're gonna continue to go down this path, and I want them to focus maybe on Instagram, TikTok, and see what sort of community members can bring in there. Um, as I said, the only concern I always got is this, and I know how Instagram works because we were there before and we did it there, right? You will get some people that will come in and be part of the community, but a lot of them are coming just to flip, right? And and and,
Yeah, sure.
and to me that is always that's I know we talk about it, we said it before, and I do it even myself on other projects. I flip as well, right? I buy in, I sell out, I do what I need to do, right? At particular times. Um, but I don't want that, like, I'm trying my best to protect our family as much as we can, for us to go places where we need to go. And I think so far our overall perspective on Twitter side has been astounding, more than astounding. I know that today I can reach out to any influencer out there and they'll answer me. There's no problem. Even projects like the projects that don't answer me, that's because they are busy and I'm busy too, and we just don't get the right time to do it. But if I really want to hound down the projects to get wireless or anything like that, my account can be used easily to go and hound those projects down, and get those wireless from them. Like you've seen it with Just Apes, and the bigger ones as well. Um, yes, there's another level on top of this that we can go to, like, if we really want to, BAYC, MAYC, Clone X, etc. And by the way, I'm going to say something as well right now. I know this is recorded, right? I'm sure you guys know Artifact out there, RKTF, with the clone X people and all of them. I'm sure most of you know that. One of them there is also one of the investors in our round as well. Okay, so that is some cool
Okay.
stuff happening at the back as well. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Uh, there is we've made it in a way where we can go out there and tackle these other projects. As I said, my time is so limited. I'm trying my best to use
What is
the
content?
account myself personally, but I will might need to engage some people to help there as well. So there will be the next course once this round is complete. Once the structure we are structuring everything properly. I'm gonna look within the community to recruit some people to seriously get some stuff like full time roles cranking on this year to push forward. Okay. Um, any other questions? Peekaboo, you got anything to say?
Hey, Matt. It's been a while I've heard from you. I really, really appreciate the session you gave us today. Thank you.
Nah, no problem, man. I think it's a long time waiting. We definitely needed this. As I said, I've been so busy. I'm gonna try my best to get this going at least once a week, so that we know what's up. And we'll
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
different updates, and we'll blend more of the community. I'll we used to have these kind of AMAs, which blew up to, I was saying at the very start, 250, 300, 500 people, right? Don't worry, we'll get
Yeah,
there
a lot
again.
of people, a lot
I
of
know we'll
people
get,
tuning all
I
over the
know, I
world.
know we can get there again, no problem. I can easily do a few things to get us back there. But and right now everyone obviously needs to. I mean, the safety side, I haven't seen lately a lot of safety issues, but I see a lot of issues with, and I'm going to call it issues. It's not, some people might think it's issues, some people might not. the free mints out there, the derivatives of those free mints. It's like, you've got
Yeah.
crazy,
Yeah.
like you got Saudi, and then you got Turks, and then you got Greeks, and then you got Italians, and then you got
Like,
Jews, and then you got Chinese. It's just ridiculous,
so
right? I don't know what is up with
the
this. What
vibration,
is up with the
the
space, right?
vibration, the vibration.
Yeah.
You said?
What are you guys saying? Sorry.
No, I'm saying you're
Hello?
getting derivative of derivatives, like lots of derivative out there. Before it was the goblins, now they're
Yeah.
now shifting on to
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Those stuff. It's
like
crazy. It's crazy.
Chinese,
Nobody wants to go
Jews,
out anything unique
Italians.
anymore.
Oh, wait, sorry, I just looked at the time, guys. So it's 10, it's 2 minutes left. We have to jump into a space right now, okay, with our collab
Okay.
partner. We can go in there. In fact, actually, he's in here right now. I'm gonna bring him up. Macy, you wanna just say hi quickly, and then we'll direct everyone to. Hang on, how do I bring people up? There we go. I forgot how to do this a long time. He's up. How are you, mate?
Hey, how you going? It's awesome. It's been great being in here. Hey, everybody. I am a ToastPunk holder, have been from the start on Genesis Collection, so I'm a massive fan of the community, and I definitely want to jump into the AMA to hear about all the awesome stuff you're doing. But yeah, we're heading across to Twitter in 1 minute.
All right, so guys,
Ward,
so what we'll do
yeah,
is
take it away, man.
I will repost the link on Twitter right now. I know it's a lot of fun, and I know we can hang here like for hours, right? But I want to
Sure,
have
sure.
I want to have 3 sessions today. So it'll be this session. We're gonna end this right now, and then we're gonna go to Chance's session, which is a really cool project. Gonna learn about a bit more there, and then after I'm gonna jump into Irish Oracle. Okay, so everyone, I'll see you there. I'm gonna drop the Twitter space on Twitter, and then we'll go straight to then see you guys there. Okay, ciao guys, see you there.